Welcome to another episode of Searching for McGuffin.
Oh, wait, we're recording?
Oh, yeah.
You just cut him off like
I'm
that?
sorry.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
know. Go ahead, George.
Crazy.
My bad, George. Go ahead.
Round two.
You're right.
Stick on. Welcome to another episode of Searching for McGuffin with your host, George.
Gabe. You.
Do it again. Do it
Yeah,
again.
you have to turn your mic on, man. Welcome to another episode of Searching for McGuffin with your host, George.
Gabe.
Nick.
And Link.
That's right. And our new digital producer has the day off from interacting
Producing.
with the live chat.
I mean,
And his
Yeah.
mic,
it
apparently.
technically wasn't the day off. 'Cause,
Okay, yeah, you need to talk into your
Yeah,
mic.
make out with this mic.
What do you? Okay. You're supposed to pretend like
What
we
was
were-
that sound?
I can't.
It's like he's going to say.
I really hope that's how you make out.
He's going to say. Bison.
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 Bye.
Manga is.
Monka S. Yeah, it's a Twitch emote.
Are you okay? What's wrong?
I was looking for my bison
Were you
figure.
touched by a spirit or something? The way you looked, you were like, what the?
It's a covenant of virgins.
Again, this is an audio podcast as well, so they don't know when I just turn around randomly.
For that moment, go on YouTube.
Not if you turn on the closed captioning.
And you'll have to go on YouTube or the audio version of this episode because it's exclusive to video and audio podcast. Not a live stream this week
Not a live stream this week.
because some things are just too important. You have to focus on the topic.
Yeah, and we got enough live streams out of what we're talking about today.
Yeah. So our topic is, I don't know, what is our topic today?
Disaster
Tornadoes?
movies.
It's just tornadoes. Disaster movies.
Disaster movie.
We just watched. We just came from the premiere 24 hours ago.
The live stream.
Oh wait, we can't say that because then we don't know when this episode's going up. So
But we were at the live stream.
we were at the live. Oh, that's right. Okay, actually, give a little insight into that. What that was like.
That's why I said that. You didn't get my comment earlier?
No, I didn't get it.
Didn't
So
watch it. All right.
it came. It came around.
Okay, so was it you that told us about it, or did I say something?
I thought it was
you.
you.
It was you, right?
Yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
George hits the A-list chat
Yes, sir.
saying, "Yo, there's a live stream for Twisters, even though he hates Twister,
And live
the
streams.
original, and live streams." The irony, right? And so he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get tickets," and I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones are gonna be in Miami at Sunset Place?
Yeah. He
Go
got a
get
little-
tickets right now. Why isn't this full? Why isn't this like sold out already?"
Because George has a 411.
I was like, "What the heck? Like, yeah, guy, why are you even asking us? Get the tickets."
But it turns
cut the
out-
check, and here I am texting my other group chat with people
Oh, I did not
like
know this
all
part.
over, like people that live in
They're
New
like,
York.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
see
so,
them.
no, I
Bragging.
mean it was late.
Okay.
And I texted her. I
Hi,
texted
Lay.
a group chat that she's in, and I was like, "Dude, look at this live stream we're gonna go to." And then she's like, "Oh, I think they're also doing that here in New York." I was trying to get tickets, but it was full, and I'm like, "So it's gonna be Glenn Powell's in New York, Daisy Edgar Jones is in Miami,
Miami.
Anthony Ramos is in LA."
No, Anthony Ramos should be in Miami.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Nah,
not the
that-
one Gabriel
we're
wants.
gonna talk about that
Okay,
in a
No,
second.
okay.
Oh yeah, wrong one.
But I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then she's like, "No, they're just like streaming it from the one in New York," and I'm like, I kind of don't want to go to this anymore.
It sounded stupid to me at first.
But then like that was the day that worked out for everybody. So
Okay, why did it sound stupid for you?
because like I don't want to see a live stream before a movie.
it's a live stream Q&A. So they had basically the three main actors,
Which
and
are again?
Anthony Ramos, Glenn Powell, and Daisy Edgar Jones,
Yeah.
And then they had the director,
and the director who directed Minari. I couldn't tell you his name. I'm sorry.
Isaac Cheng.
Good job.
And excellent.
I could be wrong there with the Cheng part.
No, I think
Just
that's the part that's right.
purposely spreads
No, his name is
misinformation.
Isaac.
Continue.
Anyways, and then Naz Perez from Rotten Tomatoes was interviewing them, and
Lee Isaac Chung.
Good
Yeah,
job.
not bad.
Close
Yeah.
enough. And she was just asking them questions, and like before it started, they had a QR code that you can like type in and ask questions, which they only took questions from the Midwest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the heck
Yeah.
was
And
that?
I was just like, all
Well,
right.
because this movie, you know, represents a group of people who do not.
Oklahoman pride. Like,
Yeah.
If this movie really represented Oklahoma pride, then why wasn't the live stream in Oklahoma? Why wasn't it in New York?
that's true.
That's what I was thinking the whole
Actually,
time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you film Oklahoma, you get all the shots there, and then you just don't celebrate with them.
Well, because
Exactly.
they got to shout out all the theaters with long names in Oklahoma, according to where the questions came
yeah,
from.
those theaters.
Did
were
you guys
crazy.
ask questions?
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah.
It was
Can
funny.
you guys tell me what
It was-
your questions
it
were and
was
what
funny-
you put?
It was funny because they asked you your first name and then your question, and then I put George, and then without him knowing, he put Gabe
Yeah.
for me. We both wrote each other's names.
But then we sent questions and we all put Nick. So, but
What questions did you ask?
There was a video of them doing like for the press junket. They were doing an interview, and Daisy Edgar Jones basically calls Glenn Powell boomer,
Mm.
and they were just all making fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked, "Hi, Glenn, how does it feel to be a boomer?" to
oh,
be
I didn't know.
classified as a boomer?"
I didn't have the context for your question, so I was like, "That's a pretty funny question." It didn't make any sense to me.
What did you ask, George?
Oh no, I thought it was because of the movie, and you know, okay. I asked what nostalgia franchise he was gonna co-opt next.
Mm. What about you, Nick? What was your question?
I just put a troll question. It was basically, can you guys
Can
spoil?
you even say
the
that?
Yeah, are
ending
you
of the-
allowed to say
Wait,
it on
can
the
you
air
even
before?
say
You,
that?
yeah, before.
I saw
No,
what you read.
no.
What you wrote.
That was the beta.
That was the old
alright?
you, huh?
that was the beta.
That was the old you.
That was the beta test
Okay, so
question.
what
No,
was
I
the
actually
final
put
question?
the final question was, can you spoil the movie?
I think I prefer the old you.
Oh, all right. Can
I
I say it on air?
No.
I'm kidding.
I prefer the one that can make it to
On air.
on air.
I didn't ask the question.
Con air.
Okay,
You didn't ask a question.
I didn't.
why not?
Why not? They're like,
Because I had too much food in my
No,
hand.
his hands were full.
Full, yeah, I had food.
What
His
did
I
hands
you
were
get?
full.
had the pizza. I had popcorn. I had a drink. I had
What drink?
ginger ale. I'm getting old, so I like ginger ale.
Okay.
And then what was that ice cream I
How does
ate,
it feel
Gabriel?
like to be a boomer?
I'll tell you what. What was the name of that candy? The ice cream?
Dibs.
Dips. I had that for the first, I bought those for the first time in my life.
What?
What?
had
You've never
dibs?
had dibs?
Gabriel had some the other day at the movie theaters, and he shared some with me. I've never bought them in my
I
life.
noticed that. No, you didn't share.
wait, what's
I didn't share any food. I
What's
said all the way
dips?
at the end, so I wouldn't have to share food. Only with Gabriel. But Gabriel was full, so
Dibs are like ice cream crunch nuggets.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
like they're ice cream chicken nuggets.
No, well, I,
Whoa.
I thought
They're ice cream
that's a
popcorn
good
chicken.
way of selling
Sorry.
it.
they're basically vanilla ice cream covered in like crunch Nestle crunch.
Yeah, no actual chicken
oh,
involved, but just like the
dib.
concept.
It's dibs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dibs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I've seen them. Let me make sure.
I used to eat them all the time in the theater.
I think my question would have been English or Spanish.
Oh, yeah, I know what those are.
What does that mean, English or Spanish?
The first one that
That's
moves
funny.
is gay.
You had him. George is too stunned to speak. He's like, "What is this trend?"
So disaster movies.
Talk about disaster.
What's your experience with disaster films?
What's your previous experience with disaster films?
Well, I watched Twist.
Speaking to the
I'm
mic,
sorry.
please.
I watched Twister in Telemundo. I watched Volcano in Telemundo.
What's Volcano?
You said Volcano, and I was like, I don't remember. But then you said Telemundo, and I'm like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was Joe and the Volcano, which is I think Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Then I thought you meant Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan, but apparently this is
No, it's just a volcano movie.
yeah. What is that?
It's a disaster movie about a volcano that like randomly
Erupts.
erupts in the middle of the city. And I remember
What?
Yeah, I
How?
remember I don't remember.
How's there a volcano in the middle of the city?
Bro, don't even ask me. I don't remember, but there's a volcano in the city. And all I remember is growing up was thinking, wow, I should be worried about the next volcano. In Miami.
Yeah, we don't have those.
We don't have those. But I didn't know that. So that's my experience with disaster movies.
You know,
I don't know if the Disaster Artist counts as a
No,
disaster
I
movie,
don't think
but
that
I really
counts.
enjoyed that movie.
My experience with disaster movies?
Yeah.
I mean, I vaguely remember Twister when I was a kid.
Same.
I remember not liking
I
it.
remember Helen Hunt was in it. I didn't even remember Bill Paxton was in it
I
at
did
all.
remember
I
Bill
thought
Paxton.
Helen Hunt looked good.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
He was beautiful.
As a small child?
My girl was had a tank top on, and I was like, okay.
Oh, like in this movie.
Yeah,
Tank
Twister.
Tank tops are in.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Tanks.
I remember Bill Paxton because he was the guy from Aliens. He'll always be the guy from Aliens for me.
Of course.
And I was like, why is he here? Why is he fighting tornadoes? Isn't he fighting aliens?
He doesn't discriminate. What's that? It's Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah,
The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh,
I hate that movie too. I think I hate disaster movies.
I mean, yeah.
I've never seen that one.
You never seen that? It was so boring. I think it was so long.
Yeah, it was just everything freezing over.
Your
and
dad
then-
bought it, Lynn.
And then
I know.
and then it was like raining, and then it was it ever hot?
No, I think it
It
was
was just all cold and
yeah.
wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I
Like-
remember for disaster. Titanic, does that count as a disaster movie?
That's natural
That's
disaster.
not. Is it a natural disaster?
If you run into an iceberg,
Well, there's a lot of people running into tornadoes in this movie, so I don't think that counts as a disaster movie.
what are other disaster movies?
I mean,
Why
it's
am I
not a
blanking?
natural disaster.
Do they have a hurricane movie?
Yeah, it's called Hurricane Heist, where you plan to rob a bank during a hurricane. Have you not heard of this movie?
That's actually what is
So-
that? That's a movie?
Yeah, Hurricane Heist. We should watch this.
Is that
So
like a
wait,
Sharknado type
I've never
movie?
seen this.
No, it's like a bad movie, but a real like theatrical like budgeted.
Was this
movie.
recently?
Yeah, like the last couple of years, maybe like 3 or 4 years.
Kind of want to watch it now.
Should we watch Hurricane Heist?
I mean, I like heist movies.
and you like hurricanes.
I do. Not
You know-
really.
Yeah. I was thinking, seeing all these tornadoes in Tornado Alley, and why do
People still live there?
Yes. And I know that's funny coming from Miami.
Because we get hurricanes all the time.
We get hurricanes all the time, but if you think about it,
We're not scared of hurricanes.
yeah, what was the last time we got major damage? from
We're
a
not
hurricane?
scared of hurricanes
Like-
because they always say they're coming and then they don't.
Don't.
The last
They-
one was
they
like,
hit
what,
someone else.
2005? Like,
Yeah.
They hit someone else.
and then on a random weekend, it's like a tropical storm just floods Brickell.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying we like hurricanes, right?
we
But
get the day off.
we get a lot of days off and haven't been hit with a major storm in like 20 years. So
I mean, like the last major storm was that 2017?
Yeah.
Is that Irma?
No, we had one during the pandemic. No.
No.
No. Like 2 years ago. It wasn't a major storm.
but it's not
But-
major
but
when it
we
hits
got-
us.
What do you call it? Dang. Fort Myers, right? Remember they got hit,
Oh yeah.
and we got 2 days off because of that,
Oh, nice.
and it was beautiful for us.
I mean, it wasn't nice for
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're a fort. They're fine. They're fortified.
Have you guys ever been in a tornado?
Well, I thought to Fort Myers. I was like at the rest
That's
stop.
the same thing. Fort Myers in a tornado?
Have you guys ever seen a tornado?
Well, there's been tornado watches like while we're at school.
I've seen mini tornadoes.
I saw a mini tornado when I was 5.
There was fire in it.
Whoa.
That's not real.
What?
Yeah, it hit a transformer.
Oh, like
Like the movie, like a robot.
No, it was like a mini. It wasn't like a big tornado, but it was.
are you quoting the movie?
Yeah, I thought this was a bit.
No. Like it hit a transistor, like a transformer.
Okay, so, wait. So you saw a mini tornado that hit an alien robot.
Are those disaster movies? Can the last night be classified as a
Yeah,
disaster
the
movie?
last night is a disaster movie. No, okay. So all seriousness, a mini tornado hit one of those like electrical
Yeah.
transformers.
And then like they made like the boom.
Also, you weren't even impressed by the end of this movie.
I'm sorry,
then.
were you a consultant in this movie?
Yeah. I didn't tell you?
That's literally
Why
the
do you
scene.
think? Why do you think I convinced you guys to go to the live stream? I incepted George to get tickets to go to the live stream.
He
And
took
then I
over my
made-
algorithm.
And then I made us all end up going on that day.
I remember when I was in kindergarten, we were in recess, right? And we were in the playground, and a mini tornado formed. And I remember the teacher calling us all out, like, come, come, come. So we are running from the playground to the teacher to make the line to leave.
You say
And-
playground, I keep thinking. I feel like you're gonna say plagues.
No,
Like-
playground. But there was this one
Darth
there was this
Plagueis.
one classmate that he was playing in the sand and he had 2 sticks because he was digging. And once he saw the tornado, he grabbed his 2 sticks and chased it. And he was like doing this to the tornado
to attack a tornado.
to attack the tornado. And I remember thinking, this kid is freaking crazy, bro. He's attacking the tornado. Doesn't he know he's gonna get sucked up and then go all the way up and then come back down and die?
Is that what
That
happened?
was
No, the
gruesome.
tornado just disappeared, just dismantled.
Did he solve the problem?
Apparently he did. Maybe that's
Oh, this
He's
movie-
a better tornado wrangler than
than Glenn Powell.
What's Glenn Powell's name in this movie?
Tyler
Owens.
Tyler.
But Link kept saying Terrell Owens.
But yeah, so that's like the only memory I have.
Didn't he like get arrested or like escorted off a plane or something recently?
No, that was Terrell Davis.
That was Terrell Davis.
Yeah,
You're telling me it wasn't Terrell Owens? Like,
No.
You're telling me it wasn't Glenn Powell?
it was not Glenn Powell.
all right,
Okay.
I'll believe you for now.
But yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen a tornado in my life.
You know, now that you mention it,
No, actually, sorry.
Yeah,
quick
go ahead.
thing. Going back to Oklahoma, we faced the perils of Oklahoma. We almost died.
what happened in Oklahoma?
So Link was moving back to Miami from California.
Uh-huh.
And so it was me, him, and his best friend,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. I never
From Game of Thrones?
I never know
Yeah.
who I can name drop and who I can't.
I think the live stream era, I think now it's just, we're
Yeah.
just allowed to do
Are
it.
we,
Yeah,
are we in our live stream era?
Yeah.
He has
Live
Just not
stream
live streaming
arc?
right now.
He has a Twitch channel, so might as well just call him, say his name.
Oh yeah, we should probably
But it's just drop the name.
Plug him in.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name
Jack
is.
the Beast, probably something like that.
Jack.
Sounds good.
I mean, that's his name on Brawl Stars too.
Nick, you're here. I forgot you were here.
So Oklahoma.
So we're driving back. We're driving from California to Miami. We're passing through Oklahoma. We stopped by Buffalo Wild Wings, and
Why would you do that?
Oh, we were hungry.
we were
wanted,
starving.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we were starving.
and we wanted. Gabriel had driven the whole night.
and we had what's it called?
He wanted to watch
Did
basketball.
you have wings?
I had wings, of course. What am I going
So
to go to
I
Buffalo
didn't
Wild
have
Wings for?
because Buffalo
Get a burger.
because their wings suck.
Yeah, they do. That's why I asked.
So I got a mac and cheese that had like they're nuggets, the boneless wings
yeah,
inside
the
of them,
boneless wings. No such
They're
thing.
chicken nuggets,
Yeah, the
bro.
chicken nuggets.
and that was delicious. That was exceptional. So whatever, we're leaving OKC, and then a storm hits, and we're just like, oh, it's probably just gonna be some rain before we get out of here. Nah, bro, I'm talking like day after tomorrow wishes it
Yeah.
could have had something like that. Like we were driving, and there was a car in a ditch underwater. Like
Yeah.
the
Half
tail,
was
like
yeah.
I'm gonna find that video. But we never showed you that video.
No.
It was like the car was like inundated, like it was in there,
Tell
Yeah.
producer Nana put it in the show notes.
and it was multiple cars, just like. And then there's like a video of like where Link is like, we're gonna die, and
Yeah.
then he was like, oh, because Link's best friend looks like Aquaman, so he was like, Aquaman reporting live here from Atlantis,
Yeah.
and it was Oklahoma's no joke, man.
Yeah, that sounds.
Plus they really hate Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they really do.
Why?
Because he had just left
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
to join the
Warriors.
Warriors, and we went to a
Like that 80s movie with the gangs?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
that's where the basketball team comes from.
we went to a restaurant, and in the restaurant it was like a saint themed.
It was like religiously themed, like it was like a church.
yeah,
Okay.
And they had,
Wait,
I mean, they had ping
what kind
pong
of food
tables.
was it?
It was like a barish.
It was like bar food.
Bar food, yeah.
And they had like
Like
it was like a sports bar type of thing. And they had like ping pong tables and stuff like that. But in the urinals, they put stickers of Kevin Durant, so you take a
so
piss
you
on
can
him.
piss on him.
Wow. Wow, that's not.
And then the rest of it was just crosses and Jesus pictures.
What was
And
the name of-
Westbrook
what was the
as
name
well. That's when they loved Westbrook.
Yeah.
What was the name of the
Before he
place?
left.
I don't know.
It had like a cool name, like
It was church something
Like-
probably,
I
or
have
saint
no-
something.
I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
like Keep It Catholic or something.
That actually is a cool
Keep it
name.
guilty.
Keep it costly.
Born Again.
So Oklahoma is no joke, and so that was the experience that we
Yeah,
had going
you're
into
right.
this film.
It was actually in Miami. We have a lot of rain. I've never seen flooding this bad in Miami. Maybe because we're used to it and we have like a good infrastructure for it. But that was the worst.
I mean, I don't know if we have good infrastructure for it. I think in the parts that we're at, there's not like that blood flooding. But if you go like
Yeah.
toward like Brickell and towards
But
those areas,
I
they get
just-
really bad.
I've never seen that, so like, dang. That's
No,
crazy.
that flooding was really bad because like legit like
I was worried about my car.
you know so like you know those medians where like there's like a dip, there's grass in the middle, and there's like it's like a dip like
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
That was filled with water, and the cars were like in there, like stuck in there.
That's crazy.
But like by my house, I mean, I'm not gonna. I live down south by
Yeah,
Homestead,
yeah.
somewhere around there.
yeah.
The Keys.
Yeah.
And so there's a part where getting out of my house,
Oh, I know what you're talking
what
about.
what is the term I'm looking for? Not irrigation, not
Sewer?
how do you get water out? Infrastructure, whatever. it's terrible.
Yeah,
So flooding happens.
It's
and
not sewage.
I guess.
I think it is
I
sewage.
guess sewage.
Yeah.
And so there's been like a handful of times where the storms get really bad and it gets to the flooding that I'd have to avoid it because, like, I remember the last time I passed by and it was really bad. There was like a Mercedes Benz, just like it was stuck.
Wow.
The water had, I think, risen probably to the engine.
We
Like,
have
it's done. It
We
killed the
have
car.
dibs in the entrances of my neighborhood, so even though we're fine here at home,
Yeah, getting here.
getting in and out of the neighborhood. So people don't understand that when it's raining, we don't want to go anywhere. And they're like, what an excuse. Like, we're like, no, it's raining. No, we really can't get out or come in. It's,
That's a good excuse to not do anything. Stay
yeah,
home.
we use it all the time.
Nah, I would use it.
You guys are too young to have been here for Hurricane Andrew, right?
I wasn't born yet.
I was not born.
None of you were born.
No.
That's
Also, I was
crazy.
born in
Nick,
Jersey.
you weren't born yet?
I was born in Jersey, so that's a
You had
disaster.
to think about it.
Yeah, well, that is a disaster. Your life is a disaster.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, I started off wrong.
But yeah, I remember being displaced during Andrew for several months, and my house was demolished, and
It wasn't the house that your parents currently have.
it is, yeah. They have to rebuild basically. Like, so the second floor was demolished. They had to rebuild the roof.
Mm.
So because it's an older house, so it has like a concrete base. So, but all the windows were, because if you've ever been to my parents' house, well, I know you have, so I don't know why I'm saying that. If you guys,
Hey, have you ever been to your
watching-
grandparents' house?
Only once or twice.
In my parents' house, all
By the way,
doors.
Nick is George's nephew.
Okay, well,
Wow. Okay,
spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
that's-
sorry,
we
'cause
gotta- we're saving that.
Doxed.
Anyway, so my parents' house, all the doors are glass. So it's just, there were no doors, no
Yeah,
windows.
you're right. That's not safe
Everything
at
was-
all.
Yeah, it's a stupid
A rock
design.
is like your worst enemy.
Yeah. The Rock?
A rock.
San Andreas. That's a disaster movie. No, none of you have seen San Andreas?
No, about the
That's not a
Just
video
thinking of the video
GTA?
game. Yeah.
Oh, like the San
GTA,
Andreas
San-
Fault, The Rock.
Yeah,
Huh.
The Rock. Yeah, I just
Oh.
that was a transition.
Oh,
So
okay.
The Rock
okay.
is your greatest enemy. San
Yeah,
Andreas.
yeah, yeah. I just
Okay.
confused San
That's
Andreas
what the video- yeah.
with Skyscraper with what's the
Rampage.
monkey movie?
Rampage. That's a video game.
That's a video game. But he just wears the same outfit and all the
Yeah,
Jungle
he-
Cruise.
Yeah. Him and Vin Diesel, they just wear the same clothes all the time. He wears the same clothes in Jungle Cruise. I don't think that's accurate.
Dang, now
That
I'm-
like brown
I think he's dressed
Explorer.
as like a safari explorer. Yeah.
He's dressed like that in all the
He
other
does
movies.
not wear that in San Andreas. and
Maybe not
Rampage. He wears like
Skyscraper.
a white shirt.
Maybe not
and
Skyscraper.
jeans, I think
Which was the one that he loses a leg? Was it
I-
Skyscraper?
that happens.
He loses an appendage, or
I
like
think
he,
that's Skyscraper. That's
or he
Skyscraper.
has lost an
Yeah,
appendage.
he has lost. He doesn't lose it.
Do
anymore.
disaster movies have to be with natural disasters or?
Can it be like The Birds? Count?
like Hitchcock's The Birds?
Dang,
Yeah.
that's how I know we had the same teacher.
You didn't have the same teacher.
Same English teacher?
No, I taught them The Birds.
What?
Yeah.
You taught him that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoilers. He's also my English teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so time out.
Yeah.
You, Gabriel,
Yeah.
me, and you had the same English teacher,
Us three, yeah.
Yes.
But not him.
but not him. Yet he also watched The Birds.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good movie.
I don't know.
That's Hitchcock.
I was in high school. I don't think I liked it.
Yeah, you don't think you appreciate it? Well, you
I didn't
gotta-
appreciate it because I
Yeah.
thought we were all laughing.
Well, yeah, you didn't. That's a classic. What do you?
Those movies dumb at the end. Like, oh, the birds like make a way, and you're able to pass. I got to rewatch it, but
Yeah,
I
you
remember
gotta rewatch it.
remember laughing our butts off in class because we thought that was so. Why are the birds so polite all of a sudden?
They're not polite.
They feel bad.
They've won. They've won. And
I
they
don't
have
remember
control.
the movie. I just remember that, and we were laughing, and that's it.
Oh man, you guys did not appreciate. You get to watch an
Did
Alfred
you-
Hitchcock movie
you
in
ma-
class.
Did you make them watch? Wait, didn't you watch it too?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. Did you also make them watch Bernice bobbed her hair?
No.
What the heck is that?
I don't.
What? You didn't watch Bernice bobbed her hair?
I'm gonna tell you, there was a bunch of movies that they were playing in class that I was not watching. The Birds, I definitely watched. That movie's great.
I don't. I just remember laughing. Wait, you didn't watch Bernice bobbed her hair?
What the
is
hell
Is that a disaster movie?
Good job, Nick. I'm glad I convinced you to be on this episode.
So Bernice bobbed her hair is about this teenage girl. This movie's in black and white, so it's like that's how old it is.
What?
And the whole thing is that she just cuts her hair. She cuts her hair short.
That's
The
why.
time-
Also, that's why that part in the Acolyte pissed you off so much. It all makes sense. It's not accurate.
we're all a part
Oh.
of our, combined experiences in our life.
For reference, go back and watch / listen to the Star Wars episode we
Yeah.
had, because that joke pays off
Yeah.
a lot.
That makes a lot of sense, because I'm going to be honest with you. Link was going on and on about the cutting of the hair, and
That's
I was like,
such
what
a
is
stupid scene. May bobbed her hair. You didn't watch that movie? Why was my class the one that watched that crappy
Also,
stupid movie?
her name is Ocean. I just kept thinking about like the work.
Yeah,
like
we all
that
did.
was a stupid name.
Yeah.
Her mom must have been a nurse, the writer of
They use a
her mom
random-
was a witch.
nurse,
They,
the writer of the show.
They use a random
No,
name
I mean
generator.
that still stands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, both. Okay, so
Disaster movies.
Bernice bobbed her hair.
Bernice bobbed her hair.
Bernice Bob the Hair, the ultimate disaster movie.
I'm going to need one
It's
of
a
you.
social disaster movie because it's like, oh, I cut my hair short now and I'm different. What does society think about this?
Bernice
She has a
bobs
twin
her-
sister.
It's
She
a
is made by Virgins in the Force.
It's based on a short story by
It is.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Yes, and that's why it was taught to us.
I'm going to guess that story's good.
I'm sure it was. I did not appreciate my literature classes in high school.
Yeah, I can see that. You're like, this Hitchcock guy, why is he so fat?
We
Why
watched.
is this movie in black and white?
Did we watch the same Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, the one with the
nude scene?
Yeah, the nude scene.
We watched Psycho.
I'm convinced, by the way, that our English teacher showed that on purpose. Because did she pretend to like try to cover it up when it happened?
She forgot to cover up the butt scene.
Every year, it's not a butt. There's.
No, we didn't see the nipple part.
Oh, okay.
We saw the breast part. We just saw her butt.
Oh, okay. Because for years.
And then she comes in running and she.
Yeah. Yes, she just does it. It was like
She forgets every year.
every year. Like, come on, who you playing with? You're trying to corrupt our minds. It's fine. We appreciate it.
I wish I saw that version.
What did
You had a good English teacher that.
Oh, because I didn't show you that. Yeah.
What did you show him? Or Shakespeare.
We didn't watch it, Roman. We just read it, right? And we just performed it.
No, we watched it.
We did? What did we do?
Yeah, we did.
Which version?
I don't know, but it was a version. I don't remember.
A virgin?
A virgin?
It was a virgin.
A virgin in the forts?
Okay.
I know we watched that and we watched Hamlet.
Okay, yeah, Hamlet's
Or-
was
Did you guys watch Denzel's Macbeth with Kanye in the background?
Nah, he had already, I think, he had already graduated at that point. Yeah,
You didn't go back to high school to go watch that movie?
It's the only way he would watch it. Yeah, I did. We had a premiere, actually, the day it dropped. Like, I watched it with my drama class. The day that what was it? Macbeth dropped. Anyways, back to disaster films.
What's 30 minutes in and now we're going to talk
We haven't even talked about Twisters.
No, Twisters. Now we talk about Twisters. We talked about how hurricanes and tornadoes have affected us. We talked
And
about
birds.
your volcano movie and the trauma of Bernice bobbed her hair, right? All of those things. Now let's talk about Twisters. At this point, this is the spoiler part of the conversation. So, by
If you
all
haven't
means-
watched it, go check it out. It's a fantastic
It's a
movie.
reason to see Glenn Powell.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I disagree, but
Oh,
we'll get to
okay.
that.
I
You
thought
didn't think it was fun?
It was stupid fun the way that,
Yeah.
and they talked about this in the Q&A before, and I knew that was a red flag.
No, you never read the story Twisters by F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
Did he teach you that in English?
I'm a bigger fan of the original Hitchcock
There's a twister
film.
that cuts his hair.
So they compared it.
Sweeney-
The Sweeney Todd. They compared it to the Fast and the Furious of tornadoes, and I knew I was gonna be in for a rough night. And that's basically what we got.
I mean, I told you it ranks probably like what, 4th in the Fast and Furious franchise?
yeah.
Even though it's not a part of that franchise?
Yeah, it's not as good as Tokyo Drift, but as good as Fast Five.
The Brazil one?
I think that's the best one.
I think the Brazil one is better than that movie.
Than Twisters.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, then it's not as good as.
It's 4th. It's 4th.
Okay, fourth. Wait, what? Which one's above it? Okay, Fast Five,
1.
Tokyo Drift. Oh, 1? You like 1?
I like 1 more than 2, 7, 8, and 9, and
Whoa,
10.
whoa, whoa. 2's in Miami.
2 is awful. 2 is one of the worst.
I know,
ones.
but I like it because it's in Miami.
Yeah, that's why.
They go from Brickell, they go from downtown to Homestead in less than 20 minutes.
I don't know if we've ever
That's
talked.
possible.
Yeah. Well, my brother
You
does
could
that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but Too Fast, Too Furious holds a
He does
special.
drive a Subaru.
Yeah,
Did that movie inspire him?
I think so. It holds a negative special place in my heart because movie magic was killed. They filmed it here, and I know way too many people who are extras or who got into shots of that film.
Did you know that?
So
I didn't
it's
know that.
yeah. So it's like I'll be like, oh, I went to high school with that girl. Oh, I know that guy.
What?
Yeah, and it'll
How
be
come
like
I've never seen these people?
because you don't know everyone.
Maybe
I've
that's
ever
what
known.
everyone feels like in Oklahoma watching Twisters.
Oh, Twisters, true. So that's the day that I realized, oh, movies are just regular people. This is not magic.
Going back to the movie Twisters.
Yeah.
You don't like Twister the first one. Nick, have you seen Twister the first one?
No.
Or just Twister? I don't know why I keep referring to
I just. this
No,
is
you
the
never
one-
saw it?
Nicholas didn't know.
I didn't even know it was based off anything. I thought, oh, it's a nice, cool original movie
Honestly, you
based
wouldn't
on
even
the
know.
natural disaster.
You wouldn't have even known.
tornado. I was like-
Adapted from a screenplay based on the natural disaster.
and I did not know that.
You do this a lot. You go to see sequels to movies that you've never seen, right?
I respect it.
What's the last one?
Well, I can't think of it.
Oh,
It shows you didn't watch.
when
television.
you went to see Return of the Jedi, had you seen Empire Strikes Back?
No.
no, I have, but I guess what was the first Star Wars movie of the new trilogy? What was that?
Force Awakens?
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen like any Star Wars movie. That was like the first one.
That Force Awakens was the first Star Wars movie you ever saw.
Yeah,
What'd you
Okay.
think?
it was good.
That's essentially a New Hope.
How'd you feel when you watched The New Hope? They're like,
I
damn, A New Hope really copied Force Awakens, huh?
Why is this the same movie?
mean, I liked it better.
Yeah,
Force Awakens, yeah.
that makes sense.
That's valid.
You know what else I like?
Despicable Me 4 was the first Despicable Me movie you ever saw? I think you
No.
told me that off air.
Are you
No, he-
serious?
No, he
Yeah.
loves Despicable
Are you
Me.
serious?
What? No, I love Despicable Me.
Oh.
Actually, I was watching the first one last night on
You
Peacock.
could, those were your movies, huh? Growing up? Like, that was your childhood? Those are your
Yeah.
childhood movies, right? When did Despicable Me come out? 2012?
2010.
2010?
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
And
That's
I
freaking
remember I was
crazy.
telling you, I was like,
I was like-
you should go watch Despicable Me. And I'm like, I'm like,
That was
no, but
what-
it's funny.
that
And
was
then you watch
14
it,
years
I'm
ago.
like, you're right.
Did you know there's a soccer player in the MLS that was 14 years old?
Oh yeah,
He just made his
he
debut.
beat
That's
Freddie
crazy.
Adu's record.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's the reason I saw Despicable Me and like Zootopia. I would have never seen Zootopia if it wasn't for. There were no disasters in that film though, except drugs.
So about Twisters.
Tell us all
we
about
keep twisting around
I'm sorry. We
this
keep on.
dang movie.
it. I didn't. You tell me. What's so great about this film?
It's
Glenn
a fun
Powell,
movie.
Glenn Powell's in it. Glenn Powell is the most charismatic person to grace this earth.
He's like a
on
millennial
screen.
version of Matthew McConaughey.
And he talks like him. He's from
Look-
around the same place.
Yeah.
You don't feel like they're pushing him a lot nowadays?
No, it's okay. I mean, because we're used to people being pushed down our throat.
But I
I'm sorry.
I was going to say something. That was the internet is forever.
You're right. Why'd I say
Okay,
that?
Booker T.
You say many weird things. I'm still thinking about that placenta thing.
Is that what you think of often?
He just wakes
This
up in,
is
a,
like my second time thinking
placenta.
of it.
in a cold sweat in the middle of the night.
Darth Placenta the Wise.
That was last week.
Callback.
Twisters.
Twisters.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, Daisy Edgar Jones. I've seen her in Normal People with Paul Mescal. That was a show I think was on Hulu.
It's on Hulu, yeah.
I think it's a very good show. I think it's excellent. I think she's very good in it. I think they're both very good in it.
Where's she from?
England.
She's British, right?
Mm-hmm.
British.
Tuesday, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, from those two alone, I was like, I'm sold. I mean, anything
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell does, I feel like I'm gonna watch.
Did you like Hitman?
Yeah,
No.
it was a
that-
Netflix movie.
I didn't appreciate that movie at all. It was a Netflix movie, which means it sucked.
I think I usually like expect them to suck. So
Was it supposed to be funny?
yeah,
It's a dark comedy.
I liked
Dark
his
comedy should be funny.
I
though.
liked his Tilda Swinton and his Patrick Bateman and I like his little get-ups, his impersonations.
I didn't think he was good in that movie. That was the only movie I did not like him in so far.
And I like both the leads, but that movie did nothing for me.
It did nothing for me. Yeah,
Like at the end of the
It's a Netflix movie.
I'd rather
I
watch.
don't know.
It's a Netflix. Okay, here you go. It's a
Like
Netflix version
Reptile?
of The Fall
They
Guy.
don't watch that. I heard it sucked.
I heard it sucked too, and it looks so like it has so much
Yeah.
potential.
I'd rather watch. I really enjoyed The Fall Guy, and I felt like this was a Netflix version of The Fall Guy. Not as good.
Why?
Huh?
Charismatic guy.
Because it's Hitman Fall Guy.
I saw.
That's the connection.
Yeah, when you fall, you get hit.
Yellow
Man is a guy.
yellow font
Yeah.
on the title.
You know. Yeah. I just thought The Fall.
It's
Fall
like
Guy?
Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down.
Exactly.
No, but that is
no,
like the same.
no
movie.
strings attached and
Friends of Benefits.
Friends of Benefits.
Yeah. The Illusionist and The Prestige.
Exactly. But
The Manchurian Candidate in real life.
Hulkamania and the Republican National Convention.
Twisters.
But that was
Twisters.
weeks ago. So
Twisters, I think. I mean, did you? I enjoyed the music.
You
Lots
know
of
what?
country music that we're not necessarily used to listening
I
to.
did not enjoy the music.
I
I
enjoyed
did
the music.
not enjoy the
I
music.
didn't
It
even
was fun.
pay
At
attention to
first,
music.
I was bobbing my head.
But at the end, I was like,
I was bobbing my head.
Bobbing my
I
head
was
like
getting into
Bernice.
Bernice bobbing her.
No, she bobbed her hair.
It was. I ended up enjoying the music. There was even a song that I thought was silly. There's no home in There's my home in Oklahoma or something like that.
I left my home in Oklahoma.
I left my home.
What
in
does that even mean?
Oklahoma.
I think it's a play on words.
Words. I'm like this.
Oklahoma.
Link was dying.
I was dying.
But also the fact, okay, so also the fact that David Cornsweet's in the movie, The New Superman, and
The
every
upcoming-
time the New Superman is coming out next year, and every time he was on screen, Link started, he would just be like, "That's Superman?" Like super unconvinced, like disgusted
This
almost.
guy's. I was
It's like,
disgusted that this guy
that's
was Superman.
Superman?
But why? Why were you disgusted?
Because first of all,
You gotta say, you gotta be truthful. Speak your truth.
okay, Henry Cavill just set high expectations for what Superman should look like. That guy does not look like Superman for me.
Just wait.
However, by the end of the movie,
And then no, but this is the thing. Like not halfway, a little bit before halfway, he was just like, "That's Superman. That's Superman." And then we all like throughout the movie were just like, "That's Superman."
I ended up. I believe that guy is gonna be a good Superman.
He
now.
babyface turned in the middle
Yeah,
of the
I
movie.
hated this guy. I'm like, this guy doesn't look good.
Even though he heel turned in the
heel
movie.
turned in the movie,
Movie?
and that got him
Yeah.
over as a babyface
yeah,
with
I'm
Link.
like, this guy's awesome.
Like he literally says a line where it's like, "Our job isn't to save those people," and I'm just like,
It's Superman.
And Link's like, it's Superman.
I'm excited for his Superman.
Why? Why did you get excited for
I
Superman?
think it's the adrenaline and the
"Yeah, that's
Glenn-
why." Okay, so that's why I asked him, and he's like, "I think it's the adrenaline."
Cause it got me, bro. Cause Glenn Powell, man, that scene when he goes inside the tornado,
When he shoots the fireworks,
and when he
into
shoots the
tornado,
fireworks
yeah,
in tornado, bro, Glenn Powell's a man.
I think. What were you gonna say?
You haven't discussed the other star of the movie, Anthony Ramos.
Anthony Ramos was good too. I liked him. I don't really
I thought
care
you were
about
asking
him.
a question.
Oh, 'cause
Anthony Ramos was good.
too.
I just don't really care about Anthony Ramos. Other
Why?
Than,
I didn't know what his
not?
character was like. I get like they had a shared trauma, shared experience, but I also felt like he was coming off as like the friend zone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to get with her, right?
and they had like those awkward moments between Glenn Powell and Anthony Ramos, and I'm just like, that's what this is.
Once again, the Hispanic loses to the white man.
Yeah.
And then like he says that his character like after like certain like a time jump happens, and then he's like, "Oh, I spent a lot of time in Miami. Like I went to Miami or whatever."
That's what sold me.
And then like 20 minutes later, after he said that line, I'm like, did he mean Miami, Ohio, and not Miami, Florida? And then he's like, yeah, and I'm like, this movie sucks.
Wait, it was in Miami, Ohio?
Yeah, he never went to Miami,
Wait.
Florida.
I mean, the only thing I just can't remember if he says down to Miami. That's the only thing. I
Wait.
don't remember if he says.
It's not Ohio.
That's still
It's
South.
It's not South Florida.
We don't know. He just says he joined the army.
I mean,
we have an army
moved
base
to
here.
Miami would make sense because like hurricanes and stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Like the
Maybe
NOAA
it's
Center
Wait,
thing.
Miami, Ohio is a real place?
Yeah, man. You were born there.
I think you should.
Oh.
I think you should go back to high school.
I'm from Ohio?
Ohio.
Ohio.
You did not like this movie.
No.
Why? Explain.
Okay, so it wasn't a waste of time like Hitman. Like you said, it was fun, but it was dumb. Like none of the science.
Did you go to the theaters to watch Hitman?
No,
You watched in the comfort of your home.
that's correct.
Okay.
But that makes it worse.
Aren't your date nights going like usually to go watch terrible movies?
No, that's only on Valentine's days.
Okay.
Okay.
So Valentine's Day came twice this year.
Well, we didn't go this year.
So it made up for it.
We I guess. I had it coming. We skipped Madam Web, but we got Twisters.
Wait, but you still ended up watching Madam Web, didn't you?
Eventually, yeah.
I think your year got ruined. After
Did you
that.
watch it in the Twitch stream? Madam Web
Yeah, I did.
24/7?
I did watch it on the Twitch stream.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so, I just thought it was big and dumb, and I guess I'm just not in the point of my life where that seems like a good use of my time. You know, It was fun. It was a social thing. You really wanted to watch it. You know, Glenn Powell was there live in New York. So like it was a cool night out, I guess, but you know, it was a Wednesday. I could have watched Dynamite at home. You know, MJF fought
I have
Will
to watch
Ospreay
that.
in a 1 hour classic, and probably would have watched that live instead. Just long story short, it's not a movie I'm gonna remember. That's how I felt about the first Twister. It was a movie that was super hyped, but it's like a fad. It's a nostalgia. My wife watched Twister right before, and you did too, right, Gabe? You literally like
I literally was watching on my phone before I mean, I parked at the movie theater and watched the entire 2-hour film seated, parked in my car
I
Oh,
did
you
not.
were there. I'm
for
sorry.
legal purposes.
Oh, okay. That's so suspicious, but we won't ask you to unpack that.
I'm sorry. How much did you pay for parking?
$7?
Okay.
Okay. So she watched it, and she was at the end of this film like, "Oh, the original Twisters was so much better," and I was like, "That's not possible. That movie wasn't good either." I remember hating the ride in Universal
Yeah,
Why?
I did. I did not like.
because you used to just walk into a room and they'd be like, "This is what a Twister's like," and then they'd be like, "All right, the ride's done. Leave."
Then what am I thinking of?
I don't know. What are you
Or it
thinking?
must have been a
Jaws?
different ride than I, because I remember it being like great.
It's a room where you stand.
But you're walking. You're just walking.
yeah, you're just walking. You're standing there.
Then that is what Fast and Furious took over. No.
No, no,
No, it
Jimmy
took
Fallon's
Jaws.
there. Yeah, Fast and Furious took over Jaws. No, I'm sorry. Fast and the Furious took
King
over
Kong.
Earthquake, which is a disaster
Oh,
movie.
that's what it was. It wasn't Twister. Oh,
No.
Twister sucks, dude. Never mind.
Yeah, Earthquake.
The nostalgia of the ride is what had me over for that movie. Now I watch it, I'm like, this movie sucks, actually.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Earthquake also sucked.
No,
Yeah, but Earthquake had a good ride.
no. Earthquake did suck because it was like you're just in the tram and then water and everything.
Yeah.
But then they turned it into Disaster Studios,
Maybe that's what I remember.
where it was like a game show and like The Rock. You were filming a scene in a disaster movie.
Was that on a train or something?
Yeah, so then they get you on the same train that the Earthquake ride was, but the Earthquake is the last set piece of like there's a game in like a seating area. Then they take you to the ride, and The Rock's like, "All right, we're gonna film this thing. All right, everybody act scared." So it used to be like, "Oh, okay, this is scary, I guess." Whereas opposed to you were in Disaster Studio, you were supposed to pretend to be scared and act along, so you were making a scene in a movie.
I think Universal should have
Well,
a
they
Twisters
rewrote
ride.
history, man.
I think Universal should have a Twisters ride, and they should give it the treatment that Jurassic World got. Put Glenn Powell in it. Put Daisy Edgar Jones in it, just like that. Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt all over the ride. And you get in a car and
What
just
ride are they in?
Vortex Velocicoaster.
Oh, I don't do roller coasters. That's why.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what? I
You
don't
don't-
remember this.
Oh, you don't even make the line.
That's
Like,
the best.
No, why would I
that's
make the
best
line?
coaster?
That's when you're hanging
Nah,
out with your
bro.
friends and family. And
Nah, I
that's
hang
the-
out in the restaurant
That's my
next
favorite
door.
rides, I think,
yeah.
in Orlando.
I go to the restaurant. I drink water.
Well, back to a side note on the Earthquake ride, they still have the Earthquake ride
In California?
in California. And when you go in the Earthquake ride, it's part of this thing called the Backlot Tour. I don't know if you know about this.
I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah, so it's like a 1 hour tour. And in the tram that you experience multiple rides.
Like Jaws, right? And
Yeah,
stuff like that?
Jaws,
Oh,
it takes you into the water and you're in the Jaws ride.
that's cool.
It takes you into Earthquake, right? You're in the tram in Earthquake, but the tunnel that you're in is literally the same tunnel that they used in the Earthquake movie. It's where they filmed that scene.
That's dope.
And they show you like a bunch of shows and movies throughout the years that have used that same tunnel. And it's like, oh, I remember that. Oh man, that was here. And they like walk you through it and they take you to the Fast and the Furious ride. You don't have to make a separate line for Fast and Furious. It's just a stop on the tour.
Wait, who's an earthquake?
No, nobody that we know. It's a really old movie.
But what if there's an actual earthquake while you're on the back
Yeah, that's what
tour?
I'm thinking.
In the San Andreas Fault, you know?
I don't think it's in San Andreas.
What?
I don't think Universal Studios is in San Andreas.
The San Andreas Fault is responsible for most of the earthquakes that happen on the West Coast.
Yeah, but I don't think it's on the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah, but the earthquake that you feel is most probably a result
Because of the that makes
of the
sense.
shift.
Or The Rock.
That's
Yeah,
the
I've
same,
never seen
that's
this
the
movie
same
before
thing.
in my life.
Nah, it's like a 70s movie,
Yeah,
right?
70s movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. But if you go on that backlot tour, they'll show you like, oh, this show that you watched or this other movie, they use the same tunnel too.
Okay.
Because they literally filmed there. It's pretty cool.
But you didn't like Twisters.
I did not like Twister.
So I think
I didn't like Twister. I didn't like Twisters. I didn't like Twister the ride.
I didn't like.
I hate this franchise.
What I didn't like was that there was just seemingly no connection to the original.
Yeah.
No, there was tank tops. Daisy Edgar Jones.
Well, there
wore
was
tank tops, and
Ga-
so did
And
Helena.
she wore that. Gun holster that served as a camera strap.
Wait, question. I'm remembering the first one.
Are you having a vision or something?
Yeah.
Premonition.
Was the solution to tornadoes ice
No,
in the first one?
it was a polycarbonate.
Wasn't it ice?
No.
Are they doing the same thing? They're trying to beat Twisters, like stop them?
Then no, in the first one,
Yeah.
In the first one, they were just trying to record the data so that they can predict where it's gonna hit, so they can have more time to evacuate places.
Okay.
With her sensors.
Good to know that we haven't gone anywhere with technology.
In the second one, it was to fight. Well, the first part was just to throw fireworks up there.
I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty BA.
That
bro.
was pretty cool.
That was the best part of the movie.
It got me.
And then also the Twister took out a power plant or like
And then became a fire twister, which you recommended.
that was crazy.
That was your idea.
That was raw.
That was probably that was.
I regret inviting Nick on.
Hell yeah.
What was I saying? No, this one was just like to make it collapse,
Dissipate.
dissipate.
But
sure.
wasn't that the first? Isn't that what didn't they use ice? Bro, I grew up.
Why are you on this
in the
ice
first movie?
agenda?
In the first
Bro,
movie?
I grew up thinking that the solutions to destroying tornadoes was throwing ice.
You talking
on
about
it.
in the first one?
Yes.
No.
You gotta freeze the tornado.
There's a point where hail comes out in the movie.
No, bro. I thought the
Hail makes-
solutions to destroy
No, they
tornadoes
put-
was ice.
The sensors, they couldn't find a way for the sensors to get up into. They didn't have drones back then. So what they did was they wrapped them up in aluminum so that the aluminum would carry it in the tornado, so that the sensors could get data to transfer to the computer, and that would give them enough information to be like, okay,
You
this is
know
where it's
what?
going. We have enough time to evacuate.
I think I know what happened. I watched the movie in Telemundo. I was young, And the
In Spanish,
thing-
they were trying to kill the tornadoes. That's
And-
what it was.
and the
They're trying to
aluminum
make it more
foil just
spicy.
looks like ice. So I just assumed.
They're like, this is boring.
I assume that scientifically, ice could destroy a tornado for the rest of my life
Well-
until right now.
You know, a couple of years back, there was those California fires, right?
Mm.
And my dad took me aside and he was like, I know the solution to the California fires.
Water.
I remember this.
he goes, when I was in Vietnam, they used to drop Agent Orange into the clouds and then it would make it rain. And it would drop like rain all over the land. They just need to drop Agent Orange on the California fires. And I was like, but Dad, that killed everyone. And he's like, but these fires need to stop.
He said Agent Orange was the solution.
Wait, no, I remember the best part. Didn't he literally want to call like
Yeah,
the
he-
police station?
Yeah, he was like, I'm on the phone with the California Fire Department. I have the solution. They don't know that they can just drop
Okay.
Agent Orange.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, why does he take you to the side to tell you this? But he takes you to the side because he's on the phone with the California. Okay.
That's raw.
That's
Wait,
gangster.
That's raw.
That's
Wait,
raw.
He was
Hell
in
yeah.
Wait, he was in Vietnam.
Also, today I found out.
That
Today
true?
I learned your dad was in Vietnam.
What? I
My dad was in like every major war, you know. He
thought
was,
it was just like, wasn't he in the Navy?
no, he's like Logan in
He was in World War
Wolverine
II.
Origins. Yeah, World War One, World War Two.
Was he really in World War II?
I can't keep up,
I
man.
don't think so.
World War II?
Wasn't he like 5?
He had to have been a child.
Bro.
Maybe.
Maybe
It's-
he is
it's
Logan.
possible.
Child soldiers, man.
Since I've been 8, your dad has
I don't
looked
know.
like
Columbia's weird, bro.
your dad's looked like he's old. Since I've been 8.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's old. He's
I mean,
like
he's old.
82 years old. So
I know, but he's always been 70 for me.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, I mean, he
At
looked
5
like-
years old, he was 70.
Yeah, I guess.
All right,
5 years
disaster
old for me.
movies. You didn't like it, Nick. What'd you think?
I thought it was fun.
Fun, okay. Link?
I enjoyed it. I thought it's my movie of the summer.
Is that real?
Wait, what did I watch this summer?
Well, you're gonna watch
Fall Guy?
Deadpool.
Just throws out sweeping statements. It's my movie of the summer.
Fall Guy?
We watched The Fall Guy.
That was during the summer?
In
That's
May?
May. That's summer.
I guess, yeah.
Or no, it's April?
Wait,
That's May.
no, you watched Inside Out too.
Oh, that's right.
That was better.
That
That's
was more
2 movies
summerish.
so far?
That was more summer. You know what? My third favorite movie of the summer.
I don't know about movie of the summer,
What
but
else?
it's a blockbuster.
I enjoyed
It's a
it.
big movie, and I think you made a point. I think you made a statement, George. I think it's true.
Just turn
You-
off your brain.
You see it as a detriment. I see it as a slightly less detriment. It's a big dumb movie, and I think like disaster. That's what disaster movies are. Like,
I hate disaster movies.
It's not a. Like
It's the first
you
disaster movie
I'm not,
I like.
I'm
Hate the
not watching
birds.
this for the plot, man.
I'm watching it for Glenn Powell.
You know what?
I'm watching for the big action set pieces, and there were times where all of us were on the edge of our seat. We're like, oh, or like something like a jump scare happens, a cow comes out in the middle of the thing. Like,
There was no cow in this one.
then this
Just
movie
move.
sucks. And so, dang, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A could have.
There was
real.
a chicken
For
jump
real.
scare.
Oh, the chicken. That was Chick-fil-A. But like the part where there's a fire tornado, or like
The fireworks.
they're driving into a tornado and drill down.
Drills, yeah.
I think those set pieces, like that
The
stuff
rodeo
is
scene is
fun to
fun.
watch. You know. You may disagree
Clearly my face.
because you hate fun.
Yeah, I like the thing. No, here's my problem with disaster movies and like Twisters. Okay? It trivializes the real damage that these natural disasters cause in the lives of people. All right? There are people
Whatever
dying.
he said.
Whatever.
Twisters got representation in my eyes.
my
I
dude
know
was
more about
happy that
tornadoes
he got
than
the
I've ever
day
known in
off.
my life.
What was that?
What were you saying?
You say that, but you happy whenever there's a day off because of a hurricane.
I'm just kidding.
He's trivializing
No, because nothing happened.
plight.
Nobody got hurt.
the
I'm happy-
plight of these people.
No, 'cause
I'm happy when we get the day off
We
and
don't.
nobody
We
got
don't
hurt.
get hurt.
Well, they-
Someone else gets hurt.
Yeah, but they also got the day off. That's their problem. That's
and they do get a longer day off.
yeah.
I also think like I saw like behind the scenes stuff of like how they filmed Twisters, and that was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I
there's
mean,
like footage, and I was like I mean, I don't know how much what really went into this one, like with the effects of like with CGI and stuff like that. But back then, I feel like
oh, so you were looking at the first Twister movie? How
yeah,
they made that one?
like there was like the way that they had a certain like scene set up. I was like, oh, this is kind of impressive.
Okay, but you can't speak to this one.
I haven't seen the behind the scenes footage
Okay.
or anything like that. Just the live stream, Q&A.
And that didn't give you the insight you needed to.
Nah.
I mean, they were talking about stuff like that. They were talking about how intense it was to shoot certain scenes with fans just in their face.
All I
and
remember was matching my freak. That's saying.
that was a
Yeah, they're not, yeah, that's
Honest-
the new saying of the summer, guys.
some trends.
Honestly,
deserve to
that
die.
Q&A section was pretty cool until they actually got to the Q&A.
Yeah,
They picked the worst questions.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like insightful when they knew what they were gonna say, but then answering the actual questions was
Yeah.
like a waste of time.
Like, oh, what prop did you bring?
If you
back?
like Yellowstone, you'll love this movie.
I think Link said, like, if you incorporate social media, you had a comment yesterday. You remember?
You incorporate social media into these film things.
Oh no. I mean, but that was just about the match my freak comment that the
I
lady
mean, it
said.
still rings true.
I feel like when you incorporate social media to things like these, when you try to put it into like big corporations, it's not as fun. It's like
Yeah.
loses its purpose.
It's a little cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe.
Yeah.
Let that stay for the people that create it. I don't know. That's me, but that's just me.
And I think that's it for disaster movies.
Yeah. So, long story short, Twister sucks. Go watch it. It's fun.
Glenn Powell's in it. Honestly,
Glenn Powell's a
that's all you
blast.
need.
Yeah,
And it's not a Netflix movie, so
I enjoyed it.
I had fun.
Watch Hidden Figures. He's in that. It's
So
better.
it matched your freak.
Watch The Dark Knight Rises. That'll match your freak.
Watch Hitman. Don't watch him. Bye.
If you feel it, chase it. Oh, over there.